Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Dougie, also known as Auditor Truth, also known as the Crayon Bandit. He was the guy who made flyers out of crayons and took off his license plates, went to a get-together by some gun club where Earl was thought to be in attendance, and was handing out these flyers, worrying about Earl being a sex predator. And then when the crowd turned against him, he sped out of the parking lot in his car without license plates on it, followed by, I think, Patrick and a couple other people. Anyways, he got pulled over and got a ticket while being live streamed by Patrick. He's like, officer, can we do this somewhere else? Because he didn't want his information to be live streamed. And the officer was like, no. Oh Lord. If you ever get humiliated by Patrick, you know you've done something horribly, terribly wrong. Anyway, so he asked me if you owned your driver's license or if the state owned your driver's license. And of course I quibbled with the word owned, and then I went on to explain that you have a property interest in your driver's license. You have a 14th Amendment due process right to your driver's license. The state can't just take it away without comporting with whatever requirements for due process there still are with your driver's license. Usually involves getting notice and hearing before it's permanently revoked or suspended. I think it could be suspended, like pending a DUI hearing or something like that. But you still have to get that DUI hearing. You know what I mean? They can't just suspend it and never give you an opportunity to contest the suspension. Except I think they could do that for, like, if you don't pay child support and things like that. There are exceptions, but you have a right. You do have a right. The United States Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, in Mackey versus Montrym. I don't know. Anyway, the United States Supreme Court specifically called it a property interest. You have a property interest or a property right. I don't remember exactly which way they phrase it, but it's property. It's your property. You have a property right to your driver's license. Now, these things aren't mutually exclusive. Like, So I don't know if I said this or not, but Dougie came back on the video yesterday and said I was wrong. And he said, because a cop, if he finds out your driver's license is suspended, he can take it away from you. And, if you don't pay your property tax, the state can seize your property, which is really awesome. And, maybe that shouldn't be the case, but it is. And, reality is what it is. But they can't seize your real property, like your land, without giving you notice and hearing, right? They have to follow due process. And the same thing with your driver's license. They can't seize, like, they call them entitlements. They can't take away your entitlements. If you're receiving Medicare, they can't take it away from you without notice and hearing. If you're receiving Social Security or disability insurance, they can't take it away from you without notice and hearing. If you have a driver's license, they can't take it away from you without notice and hearing. That's part of it. That has to be involved in it. And that's your property interest. That's your ownership interest, which isn't really the right word, but that's yours. That's yours. You are entitled to that. That's yours. So who owns the driver's license? Well, you have a property interest in it. That's all I can tell you. The state can take it away. Absolutely. The state can take away your life, for the love of God. Does that mean the state owns your life? Some people would say yes. I would say that that's placing a weird definition on ownership. And, reasonable minds can reasonably differ as to the level of intrusion the government should have on your daily life. But with the proper notice and hearing, they can, if you violated some law, and you go through a trial, they could literally take away your life or your liberty or your property. And those are the three things that are protected: life, liberty, and property. And so if you have a due process right, your driver's license isn't your life. It's not your liberty. It's your property. And that's why the Supreme Court in Mackey versus Montrym, whatever it is, said that, yeah, it is a property right. So I don't know what to tell you, buddy. It's property. It's your property. Maybe it's not entirely your property. You don't have a fee simple in the property. It doesn't mean you own every part of it, but you do. And also another thing I want to point out is that even in the hypothetical where the cop finds out your driver's license is suspended, your driver's license is not the card. It's your license. It's the permission the state gives you to operate a motor vehicle on state roads and highways. So that is not the card. The card itself is just an identification card, essentially, that states your license number, and the cop can then run your license to see if you actually have a valid license. It's not the card, it's the data in the database that says whether or not you are actually a licensed driver. So there you go. And even whether or not a cop could take away the card from you, the actual physical card, I don't know. I don't know if the cop might, it wouldn't even be evidence of you driving. It's evidence of you at one point in time having a driver's license, but I don't even know. Maybe a cop could seize it. Maybe a cop can't. I don't know. Check a local attorney. I don't know that really matters. The important thing is whether or not the actual license on the state's database has been revoked or suspended or what have you. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.